Hey guys, it's Eric, and in this video we're going to be talking about how do you find good quality subs. The reason we're talking about this is because we're in the middle of a big series on all the most common excuses I hear from people about why they can't start their business or why they can't grow their business. And one of the most common ones I get is people saying stuff like the email I got the other day. Someone said, how do I find subs that are worth a damn? And I'm going to be honest, it kind of upsets me when I hear that stuff, because it's kind of like there's an overall overarching theme in this industry that kind of bashes subcontractors. And we have amazing subcontractors, and every single time I've tried to find more subcontractors for our business, I find incredible people. Just incredible people who do amazing work, who really care, and I've never had a hard time finding really great subcontractors. But I think a lot of people do, and the problem is they're looking for someone out there they have unreasonable expectations or something. They've got a really crummy process. They post a bad ad. They do a bad phone call. They're not treating people well. You're treating people not like people. You're treating a sub like not a human being who is a great person who wants to deliver great work, or you have totally unreasonable expectations, or you don't set clear expectations, or you're not paying people very well, or you're not setting the job up well for them, or you're not operating yourself with integrity, and so they're reciprocating that because you're a pain in the ass to work with. So I think in general, of course there's bad subcontractors out there too. Just like there's bad office managers, and there's bad business owners, and there's bad McDonald's drive-through workers. There's also amazing McDonald's drive-through workers, and there's amazing office managers, and amazing business owners, and amazing painters, and amazing subs. They're all out there. So if you're having trouble finding them, the first thing is you've got to look inward. And I don't think many people are doing that. I don't think people are really inspecting themselves. They're starting to think like, oh, there's just no good subs out there. You can't trust subs. They're this way, they're that way. And you start making all of these explanations about subcontractors before you've even inspected yourself. And so if you're someone who's having a hard time finding quality painters or quality subcontractors, here's where you need to start to look. You need to look inward. You need to inspect and question your own beliefs and process. Review my process. All right, so that means I'm looking at my ad, my job ad. Who am I, do I need to change my ad? Do I need to change the expectations of my ad? Am I being a dick? Am I being someone who people would want to work for? Am I treating people with dignity and respect? My phone call. How is my phone call? Is it professional? Am I presenting my company so that the good people will want to work with me? Or am I kind of treating people like, hey, I need this job done, and am I being a dictator and a boss, or am I being someone that someone great would really want to work with? See, great people want to work with great people. Are you being the kind of person a great painter or subcontractor would want to work with? And you got to be really honest. You got to be willing to be really honest with yourself here. My expectations. What are my expectations? How do I set those expectations? Am I being a dick or a dictator? Am I being unreasonable in my expectations? Or am I being the kind of person that someone great would want to work for? And then how do I set them up? How do I set up the job? How do I set them up for success? Or am I doing a really crummy job setting them up for success? Am I setting up horribly hard expectations with the homeowners? Am I holding an unreasonable standard? Am I being unreasonable or impossible to work with? Is it impossible for me to win with the expectations I have? Like, look, if I'm expecting people to be perfect, it's not going to happen. That's like expecting your significant other to be perfect or your kid to be perfect. They're not going to be. And if you're looking for perfection and you're upset when anytime there's an imperfection, you're going to tank every relationship in your life, including the one with your subcontractors or your painters. Instead, you need to learn to be responsible for those things, and how do I take accountability for this? And maybe I just have too high of expectations, and I need to be responsible for how does a job get delivered. And I can't just say, here's a job, go make that customer happy and bring me a check and a 5-star review. And if they don't do that, they're not a good sub. I think people have really unreasonable expectations. To get great people, I need to deserve great people. That goes for everyone in my organization. If I want to have a great business, I've got to deserve a great business. If I want to have great employees, I got to deserve great employees. If I want to have a great significant other, I got to deserve a great significant other. If I want to have great painters and subcontractors, I need to deserve great painters and great subcontractors, because if you're not being the kind of person that, if you're not the best one out there, let me say this another way. Here's the best way for you to get the best people. Be the best person to work for. It's pretty simple. And so if I'm not getting great people, I'm getting the kind of painters and subcontractors that are a match for me. And so if you can't seem to find people who are worth a damn, look in the mirror. Maybe you're not worth a damn as a boss or someone to work with. And I don't mean that to be harsh. I mean that to be incredibly insightful and incredibly powerful. Because that right there is where the answer lies for you to overcome this barrier. Is you got to look and see what I can do differently. Because I guarantee you there are plenty of great people, great painters, great subcontractors in your market. It's just, who are they working for? And who do they want to work for? And what kind of boss are you? So, that's the cold hard truth about that one, guys. Because there are amazing people out there, and I really want you to find them. And how you're going to find them is by being an amazing boss. And look, I've got a soft spot for these subcontractors. I love our subs. I love our guys, man. These guys work really, really hard. They do great work. They've got families. They got kids. They're human beings. They work just as hard as I do. There's nothing I'm not entitled to any more than them. So I truly, genuinely want to provide for my subcontractors. I want to give them jobs where they don't have to commute too much. I want to make sure their jobs are priced well. I want to make sure they're set up to win. I want to make sure they're making good money. I want to make sure their guys are making good money. I want to make sure they've got job lined up right after the next one so they can maximize how much money they can make. I want to make sure they're getting paid right away. And I want to make sure that they know I've got their back just as much as I want them to have mine. If you want your subs to have your back, have theirs. If you want your subs to do a great job for you, do a great job for them first. It's not the other way around. And I think that's where a lot of people get screwed up. So if you've been dealing with this or not, whatever you're taking away from this video, drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're getting out of this video, what insights you're having, so that you can start to raise your game as a business owner and see what difference that makes with the kind of people you can attract. And that's going to go for every position in your company. So next week we're going to get into a little bit more about finding subcontractors to work for my prices and some of the challenges people run into there. So we'll see you next week with that video.